Hi, welcome back to the next part of building the Hornby dublo free rail 4 core unit. As we discussed in the other one, we're using these Midland, I think they're Midland coaches actually. I think I said they were LMS, but they're Midland coaches. Anyway, they are the good ones with the steel wheels, which I've been after for a while because they're very difficult to get. Now, as we discussed earlier, we're going to use these overlays. Now, because these coaches have got the indentation that goes to the kind of plastic where the actual window is, you get an indentation. Well, I was scared of just putting the overlay on there, and as time went on, the overlay would sink down in the window and then get these little depressions, because if they're not quite in line with where the windows are on the overlay, then it might look a bit of a mess. So to try and make it look as good, I come up with the idea of taking one of these to pieces. I took out the kind of plastic sheet, which is the glass. I laid it on something that was going to be about the thickness that I needed to go into the window. So what I decided, I've done this trick before. It's a trick that's pretty good. If you've got use of a laminating machine and an A4 laminating pouch, you can just get a piece of white paper and laminate it, and that will give you a reasonable thickness. If you don't put the white paper in and you just get the clear, that could be good for making your own windows and various things like that, depending on how strong, how stiff you want it to be. But what I did then, I laid the side of the coach without the glazing strip in on top of this, and then I marked out all the windows that I need to do. Now this is going to be a bit of a laborious job, because obviously there's 4 coaches, so there's 8 sides. So that's what I did. That's what these are on there. Now if I turn the coach round, I've already done one of the sides. And as you can't really see, there's a teeny little step, but not really big enough, I don't think. It's much better than there was before, but there is just a very tiny bit there. If you're a perfectionist, then you could even put 2 bits of paper between the laminate and perhaps pack it out a little bit like that, which would make it. But I found using laminating pouches quite useful over time for various things. It'll even just make you a cheap mat to put on the bottom to just work on, if that's what you want, whatever you want to do. But yeah, it's because I've got access to a laminating machine. I use them a lot in my work, so that's why I use it. So all I've done to do this, it's very easy. I'll do a little bit and just show you what I do. So that's it. So you start off, one side's a bit different to the other side, because on that side, that window there and the window back there is a toilet compartment. So they've got the frosted window. On this side of the coach, it hasn't got it. It's just a blank. So it doesn't matter. You're going to end up with a little bit. But what I should do, I should just cut a window for one of the standard just windows. So I'll cut this out. Good sharp pair of scissors. What I tend to do is rough it out first and then cut reasonably accurate and do it like that. So what we're going to do now is just put the scissors on, get it level with the line. You can just see a bit of the line and cut straight, full stop. Easy. And the same with this one. You know, I'm not trying to teach you how to cut. I'm just showing you really how I do it, because sometimes if you see people do something, it's easier to learn. Sometimes not. I mean, if you're a prolific model maker of your own, then you don't really need any guidance from me. But if you do, then it's there. Now, I've got a solution of PVA glue in here. I did try it with a little bit of Yoo-hoo glue, but that tends to be a little bit stringy, and you're always trying to get rid of the stringy bit So it's just an old brush. I daub a little bit on the back, not too much. Stick it in there, and then I put that in to the opening like so. Just give it a little gentle squeeze and just leave it, because it will just dry. Okay, so we've now got one in, and then I'll continue. I'll do another one. I'll continue along doing those. So that's how we are there. Now what I'm going to do then after that, I may just paint the roofs, because there are all of these electric units that I'm going to build to run on my so-called preserved Hornby 003 railway. Will all basically have grey roofs, a pretty standard looking thing, and they will look very much the same, apart from the cab ends, really. So like I said in the last video, I've got both of these now, and of course I will be working these two middle coaches that I'm going to work on at the moment. I'll probably put the overlays on them and get them done quite quick. One, so that you can see what they're going to look like, and I've never done this before, so I can see what they look like as well. And then go forth. I've ordered another motor bogie, so I've got one, as I showed you in the last one. I've got another one on order, so as soon as that comes, they're threatening to deliver that tomorrow. So if it is, I'll have two of them. Then I can start working on them and get them ready. So it might not take too long then to actually produce this. So now I've got two windows done like so. So that is that part of the process. This has got all the bits inside. You're not obviously going to see the corridor bit when these windows are on, but that's what the metal corridor bit looks like. But I'm going to leave it. It's a bit of weight as well, because I like the clattering sound, and the heavier these coaches seem to be, the more they seem to clatter. To me, the more realistic they sound, because obviously they're not going to have chips in them, and they're not going to sound like electric trains running along like you can get nowadays. Because yeah, I'm just purely making things that don't exist out of old bits and pieces. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do to the windows of the core unit, in order to pack it out for when I put the overlay on. So let's go around here. I'll get the overlay that's cut to size more than the other one. So that will go in there like that. And yeah, that feels pretty good across there like that. So that's what the coach will look like. I mean, all right, this is showing the one with the cab in, but it won't be like that for the one we're going to put on. But anyway, you can see the overlay that's on there now, and that's, yeah, doesn't look too bad, does it? Obviously we'll blend it in. I'll get rid of that white line by trimming off a little bit more of the overlay, and then I'll get some spray glue. I'll mask up the roof once it's painted. Just put a bit of masking tape along, spray up, and then put that on and see how we go from there. So that's going to be what the coaches are going to look like. So yeah, it's worth a try. And I think because these are like more of a main line, well, they were a main line electric train, then I think it needs the bigger coaches and this type on the side. I can get away with the suburban ones. I think that's in my own mind. I mean, you might think different. That's entirely up to you. But anyway, we're going to give that a go, see what happens. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. I'll try not to be too long in making another one, and I'll move this on as fast as I can. So I might tonight be able to get one coach ready for putting the overlays on, and then we'll be in business. Anyway, thank you very much.